All right. Let's see if streamer wants to act right today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Last Dance Post-Show Hangout. Myself, my boy Dave Madden. We just watched what episodes? Is it 7 and 8?
7 and 8.
Okay. Now, you and I were both around to watch MJ do his thing, right? So, like, first of all, how has this been? This whole series been for you? Has it been like I have a massive feeling of nostalgia this entire time.
Yeah, dude, I watched it, and starting at the beginning, I had to start on demand because I wasn't watching them live. I just didn't know when they aired. I didn't know, so I was catching them on demand initially, and I go, "Whoa, this is good!" right away.
Yeah.
Watching that guy play, watching him do his thing, it's amazing. He was incredible at the time. See, what's interesting about the show is when it flashes back to, especially like 93, 94. I mean, right in there. I mean, I'm in 8th grade. I'm starting high school. So, I mean, like today's episode, I think it was the first part, 7, when they're getting into his retirement. And, no, you know what it was? His dad passed.
Yeah.
First. I didn't remember that at all. I didn't remember that at all. And then the retirement part, I mean, it was like, dude, I was too young to I remember the retirement, obviously. I remember him coming back as the new number. I didn't remember all the shit around it. And it reminded me kind of MMA journalism, where they're throwing shade at him, and they're saying it's because of his gambling that his dad died. You're like, what? How could you even like come to that conclusion?
So same kind of similar deal too. I didn't remember that his dad was gone for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? All I remember was one day, like tuning in and like, breaking news. They found James Jordan. I'm like, who the fuck's James Jordan? It's like Michael Jordan's dad. I'm like, oh shit, he's gone. And like, you felt for him, right? Because I mean, at that point, we're young. He's your hero. Like he was my hero. I was like, fuck yeah, Michael Jordan, all this other shit. I mean, Suns fan, die hard for life. Charles Barkley guy all day. But man, when you watch Michael Jordan play, man, that dude was like you wanted to be Mike. So, watching, like seeing that happen to him, I was like, God damn. And then, yeah, dude, the media goes after him. He's the thing that people don't understand about the media. It's like, and because people keep saying like, oh, journalism has become this one thing, and the media has gone this way, it's gone to shit. No, it hasn't changed very much. A lot of people understand this is how they made their money back in the day. Why do you think Stephen A. Smith is who he is today? You say outlandish shit. So the SI cover, right? When he talks about, how does it say? Like, Jordan, you're embarrassing baseball. Jordan and the White Sox are embarrassing baseball. That thing came out, and Michael Jordan was like, "I've never talked to SI ever again," right? But that's the kind of journalism that got people to hire jobs. Please believe Stephen A. You can go back to all the shit he wrote. You'll find a bunch of that shit. Same thing with Skip Bayless. Who's that cat out of New York? Might be the biggest asshole on to ever walk this earth. He's a journalist. Covers mostly the Knicks. Oh goddamn! His name will come up later. But in my head later. But that's the kind of shit that got people talking because it was entertaining, right? So this whole media's become this? No, it hasn't become this. It is this. Do you guys really think Ariel Helwani got to where he is because he came up with a fucking idea? No, he's following the steps of these assholes straight up. That's how it is. So it's like, so I laughed when I saw that. I was like, of course they did that shit, right? But man, to basically, in a roundabout way, blame Michael Jordan for the death of his father, that shit was low. I mean, low.
Yeah, it was dark. It was very dark.
Super dark.
And because that built off of, obviously, it kind of builds off of each time period and as we go. But coming off of the gambling stuff, I do remember that a little bit. But then again, you're so young, you don't even. If gambling, you're like, I'm fucking 13. What are you talking about gambling? And you know what I mean? I mean, you're not gambling as a kid. You might gamble like a fucking dollar, and if you lose it's the worst because you don't have a dollar. And but yeah, man, it was that shit was dark to me, and it was weird to. I know what you mean. That's the media's game, but for someone like him. At that level, when everyone wanted to be, like you said, Mike, they wanted a piece of that anything. And so it's interesting that they would burn themselves in that way, especially like a Sports Illustrated, because they were. I don't even, was ESPN a thing? I mean, they were a thing, but were they that big at that time? I don't know.
I don't remember them being that big until like later in the 90s and shit. But
yeah,
dude, I mean, shit. You see, I saw so many media people that I recognized on there that are like older and respected now that were saying some wild shit. And I was like, man, you got to that point. People don't remember what you used to say about motherfuckers, huh? Like, yeah, but you can imagine, like, I remember when Jordan retired the first time, I was like, my thought was, his dad died. Like, he don't want to be, he's hurting. He wants to go, he wants to take a break. He's stressed out and tired. Watching this documentary makes me wonder, did the media possibly run Michael Jordan out of basketball? You know what I mean? Like, that was rough.
Dude, I would not. I mean, look, like you said, looking back, you get a whole different look, at the time, again, we're kids, dude. When was that? 94, 93?
Something like that, 93, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 40, so I was in 8th grade in 93. Mm-hmm. Where were you at?
I was 34, so I'm 30. I was 34. I'm 34 now. Yeah. I was like 8 or 9. I don't know.
So, I mean, so it's like looking back, you're like, oh, okay, Michael Jordan, he's an adult. He's won all these championships. I mean, yeah, he's retiring. I don't even know if I put together the death part of it, really.
Right.
He leaves. Okay, he leaves. But it was crazy to see him, go play baseball. And
that was nuts.
Dude, I love that they put the footage because I remember he went and played. I remember he did all right. He wasn't a bag of shit, Mm-hmm. Terry Francona, wasn't it Terry Francona?
Yeah. Is he the Boston or was the Boston manager?
Dude. That was crazy. I was like, oh shit, you're because he won championships with Boston. And, like you were the coach of the Alabama Barons. Like, holy shit. You got to coach Michael Jordan and in baseball. And then, for a AA team to be selling out that way, they were, that shit was, because I didn't know it was like that when I was a kid. I just knew he's playing baseball, and dude, that was fun to see.
Dude, it was great. And then shout out Otis, what's up, dude? What's up? My brother Brando's in the house. When they showed, I did not know that he had a 13-game hitting streak, which honestly for a rookie, even rookies don't have that shit. I mean, as far as I know. So, but I knew he was playing and everything, and I remember at first I was like, oh, this is interesting. Michael Jordan's going off to baseball. And it slowly became this it started off this high. It got to this point. They're like, okay, why is Michael Jordan trying to play baseball? And then it got almost at the same time as the Bulls were doing pretty decent. And then as the Bulls stayed up high, or whatever, or even started coming down a little bit, it came down to the athletic cover where they're like, he's embarrassing baseball. There was, I forgot the gentleman's name, but I remember there was a broadcast, a sportscast, where the dude goes, take away his bat, give him a freaking tennis racket. You know what I'm saying? That was so insane. Brando says he tried out for the Barons because he grew up watching the White Sox, right? And he talks in the documentary, he had talked to his father about that choice, right? He's like, hey, look, man, I just, I want to retire. I want to go play baseball. And his dad's like, you should do it. His dad was a huge baseball fan. That's how he started him out with. That's just what he started him out at.
Yeah, and but then again, just seeing the sellouts, and even before that, though, the back to the retirement part of it was interesting. Dude, the cell phones, I was dying. Dude, carrying that gray brick of a cell phone.
You got that over your phone. Some of those cell phones, I think you had to have almost like a shoulder bag with it. It was so weird.
And the computers and and what was interesting was, again, I mean, I was, we're in 8th grade, or, you were even younger. Mm-hmm. When I was a junior in high school, that was when the OJ thing was going on.
Yeah.
And for some reason they wheel in they want us to see this go down. Okay. It was a big deal, I guess, the grand jury just indicting him, whatever. And, so they wheel in the TVs. Dude, they were doing that for kids that age, for his retirement.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool to see. I was like, whoa, shit, it was that big of a deal. Again, they didn't bring it down to middle school for us to care that much, but
right.
it was pretty interesting to see like all that, and then the baseball part was cool. What was also interesting was the building of the body, and how you would think like, obviously you need different parts of the body to work different ways, but how much you're really gonna change in that amount of time, and I seemed like he really kind of did.
He did. No, he absolutely did. And he was talking about like, I had to bring my body back to like basketball shape, because basketball shape's like from your shoulders up. So I mean, it was kind of weird. Let's see. If Jordan didn't leave, he would be the NBA's all-time leading scorer. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it. Now, like now, I think LeBron's gonna end up with that probably at the end of his career. But Jordan would definitely be. Jordan was like number 3 when Kobe caught him. And then obviously Kobe passed him, so he went number 4. And then so I think Jordan's number 4 or 5 now. I don't even know, but that's just crazy.
My knowledge of team sports now, I don't have that knowledge base, but I did know that the Warriors had more wins in a season. But what was interesting was that the Bulls had a better winning percentage.
Right. That's what I saw, because those trivia things that pop up between commercials. It was just like who has the Bulls have the best winning percentage in NBA history, and it's like who has the second, and I immediately go the Warriors, and then I go, wait, shouldn't they have a better one? Pop the record up. It makes sense, math wise, it makes sense, and they didn't win the ring. LeBron ended up blocking Iguodala on that fucking layup attempt, and then giving it to Kyrie for a 3 over Steph to basically seal it, but No, it's funny to talk about the knowledge of like team sports. I was getting mad at myself while I was watching this thing today, because when they were talking about him coming back at 45, with number 45 against the Orlando Magic in the first playoffs he came back, they were talking about the game was on the line. I said, shit, the Bulls are up by 1, and I immediately my fiance sat next to me, and I told him like, oh shit, this is where Nick Anderson comes behind him, tips the ball, they steal it, and then do a 2-on-1 with Penny and Horace Grant, where Horace dunks and wins the game. And that exact thing happens. And I was so mad at my girl. And my fiance's like, why are you mad? And I go, because I can remember this shit fucking move for move, but I'm awful at math. Why does my brain not focus on important shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Brando says, well, that was the season Pippen refused to take over as team captain. I think you're right. Yeah. Brando says, I'm surprised those enormous shoulder strap cell phones didn't come with a pull start to make a phone call. For real.
Dude, they might as well have. Yeah, and then coming back as 45, honestly, I thought I remembered. It's kind of fun to go, well, what do you think you remember? And then what are they showing us through the documentary is like more of like a factual basis. And, coming back as 45, I go, oh, well, because he played baseball and, he wanted to come back as 45, and that was a piece, but it was just more too in honoring his dad. Is like, baseball was his, or basketball, he was first 45.
That was his first number, I think, in baseball as a kid. I think is what he said.
Oh yeah. Anyways, it was kind of just a way of honoring his dad more than any of it, and I thought, oh, that's cool. But I did remember. I obviously remember him going back to 23, but I didn't remember it happening so quick.
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah, no, that shit. I remember during that playoff series with the Magic, I think it was. Yeah. My dad decided we're gonna go on a road trip that weekend, and I was like, why the fuck are we going anywhere right now? Mike's playing. Like I want to watch, right? And so we're taking a road trip. So we went, and I forgot where we ended up at. And we end up going into like a Sports Authority type of store. And I was pissed off. I was a little kid. I was throwing a fit because I wanted to go watch Mike. And here I am on a fucking road trip that I don't want to be on. And we went in there, and I walk back out, and my dad comes up behind me and throws a shirt on me. And I look over, it's a number 45 jersey. I think I have it in here. I'm gonna go grab it in a second. But he pulls out this 45 jersey on my shoulder, and I'm like, holy shit. And I put it on. Is my fucking luck that we get home from that road trip. It's like 23. Michael Jordan, and the biggest headline today, Michael Jordan might be superstitious. Goes back to 23. I'm like, God damn it. Like, I was so mad. Hey Raider, what's up?
Hey.
We will probably at the end of this talk some UFC 249 because it just happened yesterday, and I'm sure we got plenty to talk about with that. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I was thinking throughout this episode, because we'll probably talk about him beating the shit out of Mark Kerr or Steve Kerr. Sorry, Steve Kerr. Get in a fight with him or whatever, and he's presented as this like. He even said like, "Oh, I'm going to be looked at like a dick," and And what's interesting though, if you flash back to like that time period, it was okay to tell someone they sucked, and you're not good enough, and you're cut from the team, and that was all fine and good. And then for Michael Jordan, it was like that level of excellence, and it's interesting looking back on it and looking at it from this time period's lens. Right. I mean, we're some goddamn marshmallows, and I walk away from each episode just thinking, God damn, I could do so much more with my day. I could do so much more, and I feel so lazy, but it's interesting because if Michael Jordan would he be the same if he were with this time period?
Okay, what do you mean? Like with the rules of the game, or with like a different? So like society, like the way
just the attitude, societal differences. You can't tell these guys to talk shit to them the whole practice. They're gonna file a grievance. You know what I mean?
Right, dude. So Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to my dog. Kobe Bryant. I don't know if you remember. He was thought of as this like asshole, awful teammate. Right. And it turns out he was doing the same shit that Mike was doing, right? Pushing players. He used to get, like fucking elbow Sasha Pavlovich and Pavlovich, was it him? Fuck, I forget this European player's name that he was like really good friends with. He would elbow him in the chest and call him a bitch and a bunch of shit during practice. Kobe was pushing these motherfuckers, so he was thought of as a bad guy for that. It was really weird. So Michael Jordan playing now, for sure, look, that's a bad guy. There's no way, right? Because LeBron isn't. Like, people hate LeBron because he's LeBron, but LeBron, like, you don't see him as a bad teammate. Nobody does. You know what I'm saying? It's a different kind of thing. That being said, it's like, damn, dude, I was watching that. I was like, oh, dude, I would punch you in practice too, Mike. Fuck. Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
But he, some of the guys though, they understood. They were like, he's doing this for a reason. It's, but they understood. And again, I just don't see that being the case with the world now, how it is. It's they would just players union. you know,
It's weird. I do a podcast about Arizona football, like University of Arizona football. And my co-host is Shaq Richardson. He used to play, corner for them. He was playing in the NFL, and now currently he plays in the CFL. But we were talking about what it was like to have practices back when he was playing, and then practices now. Like, practices now in all college sports, for the most part, they're very like soft. They're super soft. He's like, Shaq was like, I was getting cussed out and all this shit, made to run. Like, nowadays, like, a player, gets made to do a sprint. They're like, oh, I'm gonna enter the transfer portal. Like, the fuck, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just weird. It's really weird. It's almost like the society softened up big time. I don't know.
Yeah, I loved what triggered. Every time in each episode, it seems like there's something that triggers Mike, where he then steps it up 10 levels higher. I mean, George Karl doesn't say hi to him at a dinner, and he then goes off on the Sonics. BJ Arms, or what was this guy on the Bullets? I don't even know who the guy was. But
Howard, no, remember
something Smith. I think it was on the Bullets. He says something. A nice game, Mike, and Mike obliterates this guy, and anyways, I love that attitude. I love that mindset. And then, obviously he has the skill set to do it, but
right.
I love that. I love seeing that.
Later on, he like admitted that he made that up. Like, that's the best part. And I'm like, this guy will literally lie to himself to motivate himself to dominate. Like, that's a different human being. We're not the same. Like, Mike and I are not the same. It's not even close. It's like Francis Ngannou last night taking that Rosenstruck the way he did. I'm like, that's not the same kind of human. You're not the same species. That's a different dude right there.
Yeah.
Museum said, "What's up, Radar? Your ear's still ringing from those shots Tony absorbed." Everybody's is, bro. Everybody's is. Museum, why you always want to make me cry, bro?
Poor Aaron. We're all. I mean, we said it. We said it. MMA.
It can happen anywhere.
You know what's crazy? I guess just before we get to the MMA stuff, but
Yeah.
what was the most impressive and interesting was, I think, in the whole 2 episodes for me was I loved that movie Space Jam. The soundtrack was even good, dude. I mean, just that was a fantastic movie. And then again, the behind the scenes stuff that I just don't remember.
Dude.
Dude, that guy is amazing. Working all day on a set, and then they build him a facility,
Mike Jordan,
but he brings in every all-star at that time. I mean, well, I don't know if every of them, but I mean, tons of names at that time: Juwan Howard, Reggie Miller, Dennis, Rodman, and you just see all these guys out there on the court with him. And even during the Dream Team stuff, they were like, dude, the practices were the best part. And Reggie Miller saying the same thing. The practices, I'll always remember those, and that the beat training in that facility at Warner Brothers with Mike and the guys. And I thought that was amazing and very, very admirable, and just like, what, man, Michael Jordan right there.
That was the best shit though, because I read a book. I forgot the name of it, but I read a book about Michael Jordan before he came back, or after he came back, when he was coming back for that first full season. And he was talking about like, oh, hey, they built the whole facility, so his call time was 6 a.m. He'd work all day, he'd work all day, but he had about 2 hours, right, to to work out and lift and everything. And he would be like, hey, Reggie Miller, Juwan Howard, fucking Patrick, all these NBA players, BJ Armstrong, all these NBA players come play. I read in a book those are some of the best pickup games outside of like the Dream Team like practices that they've ever had. So that shit was dope as hell, man. And but yeah, LeBron. Michael Jordan was doing like scouting. He's like, oh, Reggie likes to do this. For next season. Patrick Ewing likes to do this. Let me write that shit down real quick. Like, dude, like they fell for all that shit. Ultimate competitor will do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it takes. Whatever it takes, he will do in order to win. That shit is crazy. Brando says Jordan will be shamed by these bitch made kids. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh,
fucking shit.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking when I was seeing the Warner Brothers stuff and the training and all the guys coming to play, was I was thinking how if even in nowadays, if let's say LeBron was in a movie, whatever the movie is, he's at a Warner Brothers studio. He says, listen, guy, I'll be in your movie, but you need to build me a facility like Michael Jordan. Okay, they'll do it. You're LeBron James. I might be wrong, but I'm just thinking in this day and age, in this climate, and this idea of collaborating and working together, and dude, you're not getting all-stars and team, guys from all over to come and train with you. It's just not happening.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we had that was when they were having like they were talking about locking out. They were negotiating. It was like a few years ago, I think. They were working on a new CBA and a collective bargaining agreement, whatever. And they started the season late, so they were they went to do the Drew League. You saw all these like pickup basketball leagues pop up out of nowhere. You had James Harden playing in one against Chris Paul and Kevin Durant, all those guys, and the other one Steph Curry, Draymond Green on one team, Klay Thompson on the other. Like those are honestly, and I would only find those on YouTube. Like they never put this on TV, and those were way more fun to watch than the NBA games. Like. Just fucking crazy. Let's see what everyone's still talking about last night. We'll get to it, ladies and gentlemen, I promise. LeBron is a jar of fluffer nutter inside the machine of a body he has. Right. Look, that dude. Now, if LeBron tried to play baseball, that wouldn't work. Now, I could see LeBron fucking around trying to play football.
He looks like he's built for like a wide receiver, cornerback, or something like that. Yeah,
I throw him in there. He's 6'8". I would throw him in there at like tight end or defensive end, something like that. Just a big target, good hands, and go. But yeah, man. So, what else do we have as far as that goes? Like, fuck. That what we talk about. I forgot the name of the teammate, Scott Bullard, something like that. I forget.
The guy he was talking shit to the whole time. I don't even know who that guy was.
I remember his name. He was good in college. And they, I don't know if they drafted him or they signed him or something. But, like, like Mike was talking about, like he was talking shit to him, he was pushing me. He goes, doesn't matter what I did. Scott is the nicest guy ever. And it was like, oh, that's what it took. Even Steve Kerr punched you. But Scott was like, nah, dude, I'm good. Like,
yeah.
come on, man.
Dude, he's just like the consummate competitor. I mean, even when they were, it wasn't in these 2 episodes, but it was, I don't even remember the episode number. He's literally betting who could throw the quarter closer to the wall. Like, what?
Dude, the best part of that whole fucking like little scene is the security guard. I remember that one dude that keeps beating him. He's like doing this shit. Like that's a gift now. That's a fucking awesome ass meme, basically. So yeah. What was I gonna say? So 2 more episodes left. So we're probably gonna go into the 2 series finals against because this is championship number 4 against the who do they play in the finals? Oh, the Sonics. Sorry. Yeah. So
that was number 4.
Yeah, number 4 was the Sonics.
Okay.
So number 1 was the Lakers. Number 2, I can't remember. Number 3 was the fucking Suns. Number 4, yeah, no. Number 4 was the Sonics, and 5 and 6 were against the Jazz. Okay. So now we're gonna get into these Jazz series. We're talking John Stockton, Karl Malone, Russell. What's his first name? Byron Russell?
Yeah.
That dude. Like Jordan
got his ankles broken.
Oh my God. First of all, let's clear it up here. Michael Jordan pushed off. But Byron Russell should have himself get pushed off. Okay?
I think he did a little bit. You're right.
For sure. Okay. He comes out with that crossover and just whoosh. Now, everyone does that now. Like James Harden fucking does the hell out of that. Like James Harden does it better than anybody right now. But yeah, so we're gonna get these last 2. As far as episodes 1 through 8, what's your favorite like moment so far?
I think it's just it's a lot of it's hard to pinpoint like a certain thing. It's more just kind of this one. When I was a kid, I even thought to myself, who could possibly be another Michael Jordan? And Kobe, for some reason, I don't know, I didn't never latch that level to Kobe. Not that he's not great, he wasn't great, whatever. I don't know what it was. I just didn't, something. I don't know, because maybe he was with Shaq and I don't know. It was weird. It was hard for me. LeBron, I kind of did initially because I was like, oh shit, you're the last kid out of high school and you're built like a freight train coming out of high school. Like who looks like you? I thought maybe. And but I thought, dude, there will never be another Michael Jordan. Here we are 20 some odd years later and I'm right, we're still right. There's never another one of him. So I think just getting that look back at what that mentality was and what made that and what made him how he is. And I think that's my favorite part, it's hard to drill it down to like a singular thing. I think just like the highlights. I love highlights. I love the flashbacks, and I can always kind of lose myself in a little YouTube thing of a Michael Jordan series, but I think it's the mentality and his mindset and kind of what made him so great.
Right. I think like the only guy we have close enough to Mike and is Kobe. Like there's a video and I have it on my phone saved. I don't know where I can find it on YouTube, but there's a video where it's like if you put Kobe and Mike like side to side and you just blacked out their jerseys, you cannot tell who was who. Like play wise, right? But as far as the competitiveness, the will to win, the work ethic, dude, the only guy that came even close to Mike was Kobe. And so, like, I wonder if Kobe had gone undefeated in finals and gotten that 6-1 or 7-1, whatever it was, if he would be like the greatest of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, too, I think a little bias. Obviously, I'm in Northern California. Right. My team, Sacramento. My team. Fuck the Kings. I don't care. But when I did like them, they had Jason Williams. They had Chris Webber. They had. It was such a cool team. They were so cool. It was cool to wear purple. You know what I mean? It was weird. And obviously the Lakers were their rivals, and they lost to them every shit. every time they lost to him, I don't know. Maybe that was a piece of it. I don't know, dude. Being so close in age to Kobe, I mean, we're the same age. I don't know. Maybe that's what. But looking back now on Kobe and also his post career, the guy was amazing. Such an artist, such a thinker. I mean, obviously, so many wonderful parts about him, and you're right. I have seen those clips where they put him side by side, and yeah. So I mean, I think you are right. But I think at that time when I'm like kind of growing up and I'm seeing these guys in the league or coming up, but even in other sports too, dude. There's just not another Jordan.
There really is. I mean, people try to bring up Tom Brady. Tom Brady's also got a lot of weapons, though. Like Mike can do it by himself, not by any means. And again, it's a different sport. So there'll always be comparisons, but there's still only one guy where, like, you can go anywhere on the planet and say Michael Jordan, and they'd be like, "Oh fuck yeah, dude, Bulls 23 champ, yeah, hell yeah, greatest of all time." If you go somewhere and you go Tom Brady, they'd be like, "What sport is that?" You know what I mean? Like, it's just what it is. Mike just has that aura of him, so. That's just crazy. And as far as like Kobe goes, man, that dude, like, I was super impressed with the way he handled retirement. Like, I thought he was gonna be one of those guys that came back. Like, oh, I'm coming back, fuck it. And when he didn't, and he fucking won an Oscar, dude. He won an Oscar. Who the fuck does that? Like, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite part of this whole series so far, oh man, has to be the honestly, every time that he's so goddamn petty. Michael Jordan was so petty that he was motivated by anything.
Yeah.
Coach Carl walks by him. Look, is it okay? For the sake of argument, it's quite possible that George Carl just didn't realize he was there. How you don't realize that's Michael Jordan is beyond me. But let's say he didn't. You can imagine George Carl walked by and didn't really realize it was him. And Michael's like, that just became personal. Like, wow, the level of petty. Just to fuel his fire, man. It already took nothing to fuel Mike, and then he grabs onto whatever he can find. Holy shit! That level of petting can make you a champion. So don't let your parents tell your kids that you're being petty. Own that shit and play some basketball. God damn. All right. So again, ladies and gentlemen, next weekend are the last 2 episodes. So I wish you go on forever. But also just real quick before we move on to 249. This soundtrack is so epic. Okay, I went on Apple Music, which is what I use because my kids like to use Apple Music, so I got the whole family subscription thing. But I went on there looking for a playlist. There's nothing. But you go on Spotify, someone put the one together. So I'm like, I downloaded Spotify just for that fucking playlist and shit. But what do you think of the playlist so far?
What for? What is it?
For the Last Dance, the playlist, the soundtrack.
They have some great music in there. Yeah, I mean, I like the parts where you could tell when it's like getting into this part where it's. I like every part where the music is getting you, like, all right, we're going on this run of excitement, And they, honestly, I'm kind of shitty with like bands and names sometimes, but it's cool, man. Yeah, they did do the whole thing. Whoever made this did a fantastic job. Incredible job. I can't imagine how much work this was.
It's crazy. Let me see some of the music, some of the tracks on here. KRS-One, they got Run DMC, Coolio's on there, Naughty by Nature, like just all this shit that we grew up with, man. It's fucking nostalgia was a motherfucker. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, again, next weekend, the last 2 episodes of the last Dance gonna be up. Jordan was on some Pay May, Kill Bill 2 Petting the Time. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Now let's switch gears to UFC 249. Goes down last night in Jacksonville, Florida. An event that a lot of people look, and I was saying it beforehand. I was like, look, is this irresponsible? Yes. Should it probably not be happening? Probably not. Okay. Am I gonna shit on it for happening? Not really. I'll watch it. Shit. So yeah, of course I tuned in just like a lot of other people. I wish they were still releasing pay-per-view buys, dude, because I'd be interested to see how this did. But if you go on Twitter, if you went on Twitter during the event, fucking everybody was talking about it. Football players, basketball players, people that are my friends that don't watch MMA at all bought this pay-per-view. And they were texting me the entire time. and I could barely get back to him because I was doing live tweeting for Cage Press. But I could really text him. They were all asking me. He's like, okay, so Michelle Watterson, first of all, karate hottie. She's fucking hot, but great. But karate hottie, why? And I'm like, dude, Google something. But
no shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like fucking my local news station here. We were talking sports. Okay, today I tuned in, and this guy was talking UFC 249. Mind you, the only game on the planet at this point, other than someone doing cornhole or some shit on ESPN yesterday. But like seriously, like Dana White taking a risk might be paying off.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm with you, dude. Going into it, I think maybe even like up until last week, where I just go, God, I mean, I don't know. But honestly, man, you look at how things have kind of played out with this whole issue and disease. Right. And again, I'm not trying to lighten the load of deaths. That's horrible. It's horrible. It's not, but the way we were sold this thing, it is not played out at all like it has been. Right. And they did all the testing necessary, and here's where I thought we were screwed when Jacare tested positive.
Oh my God, I was nervous.
Dude, I go, here we go. Because that was enough, I felt. And then on top of that, we saw the Instagram story where, he's right up next to Verdum for a minute. And you thought, dude. And then I went and played a little internet journalism. And I wanted to click on Jacare's story just to see where he's been. And so I made a mistake, man. This one guy who was Brazilian guy, his name was Winston Ramos. He posted something that looked like he was part of the training team. And so you click on his Instagram then, and you see him with Dominic Cruz, and you go, "Oh shit, man! Is that his cornerman?" And it turned, dude. I posted saying something like that, and people kind of ran with it and were wondering, but I was wrong, and it was I think he trained at Alliance and was buddies with Dominic Cruz and was doing a Throwback Thursday picture with Dominic, But at first I thought, oh shit, there we go. But then you don't know. We're not there. We don't know where Jacare and his teammates have been. We don't know where you've been. So I thought, oh man, here we go. But in the end, dude, the worst thing is they get it. They take it home to grandma. Yeah. But they tested everybody. Everybody supposedly negative except for Jacare. I don't know, man. I just feel like we need to open up these sports. We need to open up the world. Like, we need to stop this shit. And I'm getting kind of sick of it. That's just me personally. And we don't have to get all political about it. But it's just that. So that part of me, I just go, I see they're doing everything they can possibly do to be safe. Let's go. Dude, that was so much fun. I normally do like food prep and shit, and I'm doing I do things while the fights are going. I literally cooked as fast as I could and just sat and just watched, and I just had so much fun.
Dude, I thought about not doing the live tweets for it. I wanted to sit and enjoy it, and I was still don't get me wrong, I still enjoy the hell out of it, and I always do the thing where if I usually only live tweet pay-per-views anyway, but I usually, buy them, or for the most part, I buy them. But, especially because this last one I actually had to buy, I may or may not have found an alleged stream, and it was allegedly total shit. So I was like, fuck it, I'm dropping the money. I don't give a shit. So I dropped on it. And so I rewatched the main card this morning, and it was still as great, even not better than what I saw last night. But, dude, it was a weird feeling to have that. I always do this thing where when I live tweet, I set up in my room, in a room, away from everybody else. I need no noise from nobody else. I don't need the dogs bothering me, my kids, nobody. They all know to leave me alone for the entire day. I hook up to my TV. I have my tweet deck up for Cage Press and my own Twitter. And I sit there, right? And I usually have a plate of wings or something with me and a drink or whatever. The fact that I had all that. And I'm sitting there watching when we got through the whole prelims and everything, when the little opener for the actual pay-per-view started, there was a weird rush that I felt, and it wasn't, oh shit, we're about to see some fights. It wasn't it's holy shit, Tony and Justin and Cejudo and Cruz. It was, oh, this feels right. This
Normal.
feels
It feels
normal.
normal. Yeah,
Right. It
exactly.
was
Yeah.
a weird feeling of normal that felt so fucking good that I was just like, oh, it's fucking on tonight. This is gonna be good. And then, you know, we go right into fucking Hardy to Castro Fine. But then we go into Qatar Stevens, and it's like, holy shit, it's a night. So dude, it was fucking great. Honestly, it was like I felt good. It's almost like I've been holding my breath this whole time. And last night I finally got to exhale. I was like, oh, it was so great.
Yeah, dude. My wife, she loves watching The Bachelor and shit, and you know, she lets me have fun, and I talk shit while it's going on, and and she made me nervous because she goes, "I'm going to talk during your UFC this Saturday." I go, no. You know, I got kind of nervous. She was fucking with me. She got me good. I was like, I thought she was going to fuck with me, but it was interesting to just watch. It was just the normal. It was normal, and I haven't been normal in so long. Where it just felt like, fuck, man, this is so right. And it just, I was glad that it went off the way it did. It seems like we're okay.
Yeah.
You know, I am kind of nervous of the aftermath. It's still, I mean, we could still have some bullshit, but
we won't know for a couple weeks probably. So
yeah, but as for now, man, I just was the prelims were, dude, top to bottom, except for Esparza and Watterson, and like you said, DeCastro and Hardy, dude. I mean, besides those two, even I don't even. I think, was it you who tweeted it and said something about all the decisions? I think it was you. Anyways, you tweeted something about all these decisions. Honestly, dude, didn't even care.
Yeah.
Didn't even care. Those guys put up a fight. It was fantastic, top to bottom.
I even enjoyed the shitheads tweeting stupid ass shit on MMA Twitter last night. Like the stuff that I know, I'd be like, this fucking guy again. I enjoyed it. Even today, like seeing all the people. We'll talk about the actual fight here in a second, folks. But and tell your friends right now, we're talking MMA now. Okay, I know we got through the basketball. No, not everyone that follows us is a basketball fan. Tell all your friends we're talking some MMA right the fuck now. And luckily some new MMA because we finally got something. But like even the shitheads that are calling Tony Ferguson a bum, which I saw some tweets. I normally don't engage, right? But man, I had time today. I was going after motherfuckers, and people started deleting their tweets. And I'm like, why are you deleting the bitch? What the fuck? Like, you had the balls to say it in the first place. So I was just like, fuck you guys. But I enjoyed it. Seeing MMA Twitter light up again was great. And it makes you wonder, like, oh, like when are we finally going to get this thing at full speed again, right? And we got 2 more events this week. 2 more events. Decent cards. Fuck it. Let's do this shit. So
yeah, I can't keep up like you were saying how you'll engage like you normally don't. Yeah. I was doing the same thing. I'm not surprised, but you know, you still like you see something on Twitter and you go, wait, what? You don't really think that, right?
Right.
Vermamole 721. You don't really believe that, right? And someone said something. Who out there still a Tony fan? I mean, dude, I never comment on that shit. I put in there a little emoji. Me? How the fuck are you not? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And you know, I don't know. It's crazy, dude. That kind of shit we can only take for so long. I mean, really. but yeah. That one day though, yeah, you got me. I'll respond. I'll say some shit.
Yeah. Like yesterday was probably the only day you're gonna get me to respond to that stupid shit. But like today, nah. Like I got one today. But like tomorrow, you can't get me to respond to that shit. The next, you know, basically from now for a while at least, you're not gonna get me to respond to that shit because it's stupid. But yesterday and today, I had all the time in the world for that.
Yeah.
All right, got Ray back in here. Says last night we forgot all about lockdown shit. It was so much fun, and MMA Twitter was so much fun again. The chick fights 90% of the time are when you go pick up some food, right? And you still watched it. There was only one chick fight, right? The Watterson Esparza fight.
Yeah. Dude, you know what? Honestly, I get why. Yay, like they need to be in the UFC. Yes, of course. You know, equality for all. Dude, they have Invicta. Let's go ahead and use Invicta. You know, I mean, why like Aaron's saying there, 90% of the time they're so terrible, they're so god awful. Or you got girls who, they get on top and they just scream until the ref goes, oh shit, you're screaming loud, we gotta call this one off here, oh my god. I don't like them it's like WNBA for me now, honestly. It's a fight I'll watch, but
like, you have those that fall through. You're like, holy shit! Like, to me, Thug Rose. Like, when I saw Thug Rose and then Vic do that flying armbar, I forgot who she beat, but she pulled it up a flying armbar, comes off, goes into the back. I don't know who has a camera on her, but she goes, man, a full, like, how many every week fight camp for a 13-second fight? What the fuck? But that's what you do it for. Or you get a Bullet Shevchenko who head kicks the shit out of, Jessica Eye for some reason, fucking coming down like this. And then you get an Amanda Nunes knocking out Cyborg. Like, you have those here and there and everything, sure. But yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with what you're saying. Like, I enjoy a lot of the female fights. A lot of the time, I'm just kind of like, if I'm not live tweeting it, I might go grab some food. I mean, I might take the dog out to the back. Like, I'm not knocking them. They're still professional athletes. They're still fighting. They have every right to do it and go after their dream, and they goddamn well should. Just some of those fights are not for me. And here's where this one hit me kind of like in two sides. Okay. My fiance is a massive Michelle Waterson fan. Massive. Okay. So massive that 1 year for her birthday, I bought her Michelle Waterson's leggings. She has these leggings, right? Her logo is like M, something in the middle, and then W, right? And I got her these blue leggings, right? So we went to UFC 235, John Jones, Lionheart Smith. She got me those tickets for my birthday. So we went, right? We're in Vegas, whatever. And we have been out walking around Vegas. I'm dead tired. My feet are fucking hurting. She's tired. Her feet hurt. We're about to just chill the fuck out the rest of the day. Excuse me. And then, get some sleep, get up the next day and go to the fights. My fiance goes on Instagram and sees that Michelle Waterson posted, I'm going to be in front of T-Mobile in 15 minutes to do meet and greets. Can you believe she got me to fucking get dressed again and walk her all the way down there, beat up and everything so we can meet Michelle Waterson? And Michelle Waterson was nothing but awesome. Like, we'll go up, we'll make a line, whatever. We get to the front of the line, and Michelle barely says hi, looks down, and she goes, oh my God, you have my leggings on. And she looks over to her husband, and she goes, look, she has my leggings. Like, she was so excited that someone came wearing her leggings, and my fiance was so excited that she had noticed that, right? Yeah. I immediately, because she made us so happy, I became a huge Michelle Waterson fan at the same time. And also I interviewed her after she lost her belt to Erika Tiburcio in Invicta in Houston. I interviewed her after the fight when half her face was black. She didn't have to do that, and she was still incredibly graceful and still answered everyone's questions up to the last reporter. It was fucking awesome. So I'm a huge Michelle Waterson fan because of those two things. But I cannot stand Carla Esparza. Worth a fuck. The worst thing they did to that girl's career is to put her on tough. Because now, not only can I not stand how she fights, I can't stand her attitude or her personality. It's shit. So I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I always skip Carla Esparza fights. Always. I haven't watched a Carla Esparza fight in forever. I don't know her record. I can't tell you who she's fought. It doesn't matter. But it's Michelle Waterson. So of course I watched it. And of course I was disappointed. I mean, fuck. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And then the judging,
the judging, dude. How did the judge 30-27? I don't even know the other one. 30-27 the other way. You're like,
what are you talking about? You can't have 30-27 one way and 30-27 the other way. What are you guys watching? Right?
It's so weird. But I mean, that's small potatoes when you get dude. The other two controversial ones were, one, Dominic Cruz saying Keith Peterson was drunk, spilled alcohol and cigarettes. That was awesome. And then Henry Cejudo retiring is the other one I'm thinking of. I felt like there was another like controversial kind of thing, but maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, probably it.
I think that might have been it. But dude, come on, I couldn't believe I was hearing. I'm like, what?
Yeah, dude. When Cruz said that in the post, and obviously the main event was still going, I think, when that came out. He says that shit, and it goes on Twitter. I had to do a double take. I'm like, wait, what, bro? What? And I thought it was bullshit, so I made a joke. I was like, Well, man, if you're Keith Peterson and you're traveling in the middle of COVID and you're scared shitless, you're a little nervous, you might need a drink and a cigarette to chill the fuck out, right? I was joking around. And then I saw the actual clip and I'm like, oh, no. No, Dom, what are you doing, Dom? Like, I know you might have gotten fucked there, but no, that's not the move, man. Like, that shit was crazy.
I mean, we've never heard that excuse before.
Never.
So that was,
that was right before he said, I'm not going to make any excuses. Look, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am a Dominic Cruz fan, right? Like I said, I have my 4 fighters that I'm waiting to retire so I can stop becoming fans of anybody. Kane's done. Nick Diaz is probably done. Nate's almost there. And Michelle Watterson probably going to be there sometime soon. But like those are my 4 that I'm waiting for. Once those 4 are completely done and retired and never come back to MMA, I am not emotionally investing into anybody. But I do love the way Dom Cruz won fights, but also talk shit, right? So I seen that. I was like, oh, Dom. Bro, no, man. Come on, we're Arizona boys. You can't do that. Like, you're making us look bad.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was rough, man. It was rough. Oh, we got some more comments here. Sorry. Still a Tony fan right here. There you go. Kukui, he lives in my city. I'll never not love Ferg. Keith Peterson was knocking him back with Yamasaki.
Or Mazzagatti.
Mazzagatti, yeah. Yamasaki and Mazzagatti were hanging out with him. Just like those 2 guys showed up to like screw this whole event over, probably. Yeah. No Nonsense is my favorite ref to see in there because he typically doesn't stop shit. Is that Herzog?
No, that's No Nonsense. I think is Keith
Peterson. Okay.
I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I remember Anna starts saying that to about everybody at this point. Dude, Verdum looks so out of shape. Let's talk about that fight, Verdum versus Oleinik. That was a fun back and forth. Like, and it was funny because obviously I'm wearing a jiu-jitsu shirt right now, but like it was that fight, and we'll talk about Bryce Mitchell and fucking Charles Rosa in a second. God damn, but it's funny because like Verdum was gone for like 2 years, something like that. 40-some years old. I mean, Oleinik is too, but Oleinik has actually been active.
Yeah.
And on the feet, Oleinik is cracking them. I mean, Verdum's a step slower. Fuck that. Once you get to the ground, bro, I'm Verdum. I'm switching between arm bars and triangles and trying to take your back. And I thought Verdum was going to win that fight, dude. And Oleinik pulls off the decision. What'd you think of old Verdum coming back?
Yeah, I'm with Aaron. He looked terrible. Yeah. And Oleinik, I didn't, watching your show with Fred and Jesse, and we, when we were talking about this one, we were saying I was picturing more of a Bryce Mitchell Charles Rosa fight for them, and it turned out to be a slugfest. I mean, they were fighting on the feet, and Oleinik was swinging and catching him, and I didn't see that being the case. I didn't think that would happen, and again, I just think it was Verdum just didn't look very good, and
No.
I don't know. I think it was more Verdum didn't show up than Oleinik, like overly. No. He had a good pace. He had a pace, but he didn't overly do anything crazy. Right. It was just he pushed a pace, which was good to see, but Verdum, I don't know. And then when it got to the ground, I mean, I thought I was disappointed in Oleinik's ground game. And I know Verdum is amazing. I know he is, but I was disappointed in what he brought on the ground. I was
disappointed in Oleinik letting Verdum get on top of him at points. I'm like, oh no, dude, that's the one guy in the heavyweight division as far as grappling goes that you do not want on top of you is fucking Verdum. He will Kimura you from top, Americana your ass from top. It doesn't even matter. Yeah. He will whip that arm out. He'll do whatever he has to do. But he didn't dominate Verdum by any means. But the fact that he only decisioned a 2-year out of shape Verdum, to me, it speaks to Verdum still being like able to fight at this level. So we'll see if and when we see that dude again.
Yeah.
All right. What other fights are there? Let's talk Bryce Mitchell, Charles Rosa. Talk about. Dude
30-25, 30-25, 30-24. What?
Like,
that's crazy.
That is the equivalent. That score is the equivalent of why the fuck did you even bother showing up? That's literally the equivalent. Like the score wise. And Rosa's a black belt. I don't know what Bryce Mitchell is. I don't think he's a black belt. He might be, but he should be after that. But but I know Charles Rosa. I'm pretty sure he's a black belt. And dude, the transitions from Bryce were amazing. If he didn't take your back, he was taking your, he's gonna arm triangle your ass. He didn't do that, dude. How many twister attempts? Like, I bet you Eddie Bravo was in the back watching, freaking the fuck out. Twister was Eddie Bravo's shit. Y'all didn't know when Eddie was still competing. The Twister was his shit. And Bryce Mitchell was literally an arm behind Rosa's head away from finishing that thing. Yeah. All credit goes to Charles Rosa for not allowing that. But to be a black belt and get caught in that position over and over and over and over again speaks to Bryce Mitchell's fucking jiu-jitsu skills like a motherfucker. It was so great to see.
Yeah, I'm never normally one to go, dude, this meme I made is so funny. Okay, but I mean, this one I made, I was like, oh damn, that's a good idea. But whatever, it's in my head. I think it's great. But I took that meme where the guy is there's like a tornado behind him. And he's like, oh, like, I don't know if you know that was. So I took that one, there's a twister, and I put camo shorts on the twister because it's, Bryce Mitchell gets his camo shorts now. And then I made the guy making the face like future opponents. Because, I mean, dude, I don't know. That shit made me laugh. I thought it was funny. But, dude, that was incredible to think. I remember when Korean Zombie caught Leonard Garcia and that twister. I was hanging out. I was with my tattoo artist. We're sitting at this place called the Boxing Donkey, having a grilled cheese before we go back to it in there. And we're like, wait, what the fuck did we just see? Yeah. And to not see one of those in how many years later, and this guy's just whipping them out like what?
That is nothing,
dude. That was amazing. Amazing. He's leaps and bounds since the tough episodes just improved.
He's improved a ridiculous amount, and I'm looking forward to see what else he does in his career, man. 30-25, like, dude, who does that?
And what was really good to see too is normally when shit's on the ground, people, for whatever reason, the Just Bleed guys, they get all upset and don't like it. People were still freaking out, excited about it.
Yeah.
Which was very cool.
Before we move on into another fight, I'll tell you my point for how I felt about it first, and you can go ahead and go. I love the fact that there was no crowd. I love the fact that there was no crowd. There was no fucking wooing. There was no fucking booing. All right, and there was no fucking stand 'em up bullshit. Like, my number one pet peeve about going to events, and I go to them because I love MMA, but the one thing I hate about them is I'm always surrounded by ignorant asswipes who are just like the second the fight hits the ground, stand him up, ref, stand him up. Why are you being a pussy and a bunch of shit like that? And I'm just like, dude, like, you want to go to the back and roll, and I'll show you why they're going to the ground, fuckhead. Like, let's go. Like, that shit bugs the fuck out of me. But I enjoyed the fact that it was quiet. I enjoyed the hell out of being able to hear every time there was an impact. Like, when every time Justin hit fucking Tony, you just like, whoa, shit. Like, dude. God damn, it was so amazing.
I could hear the sand. I could hear the sand going into Justin Gage's eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, coming down. Dude. Throw some sand in his eye. What the fuck?
But I think it's because we're so hardcore. I mean, look at the Contender Series. There's barely any people in there. It's very quiet. We watch it and love it. Look at Tough. I mean, it's empty, and we watch it and we love the last 15 minutes of it. I don't need a crowd. I'm with you. I think the wooing is the worst of all of it. But I don't need a crowd. But then it's kind of weird, and for me, I would think, if you put on a show like Gagey and Ferguson, and you don't get that, the crowd exploding, that I feel like maybe they're not getting something, but guess what, man? They still get paid. They still get the belt. They still they don't not get it. That's me putting it on them. So, again, that's me putting it on them. I don't know. It's, I don't need a crowd. I don't care.
I couldn't care less. And I mean, personally, I'm used to like jiu-jitsu tournaments where there's not tournament, like jiu-jitsu stuff where it's mostly quiet, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, not in like in-house tournament. Like when you go to actual tournament at a high school or at a college around here and everyone shows up, it's loud as fuck. But I mean, like the Submission Underground tournaments, like those events that I've been watching the hell out of, those are great because they're quiet. But well, excuse me, I drank too much. I drank coffee a little bit ago and I'm burping it up. Yeah. Anyway, but I enjoyed the hell out of it, dude. And it was funny because it was like fighters talking about. I heard DC saying that this was happening, so I changed it up a little bit.
Yeah. That was funny, and I don't know if he meant that. That was Greg Hardy who said that one, and
Greg Hardy said it. Carlos Barza said it, and I think somebody else said it. And I was like, I love how DC. I don't know if you watched the entire broadcast, but at the very end of the broadcast, Rogan, Anik, and DC are talking, and DC goes, like, my mind's a cheat code, man. What are you gonna do? Like, it was so great. Like, I love DC. People hate him. I'm a fan. But yeah, dude, I thought it was great to not have a crowd, honestly. And again, it's not ideal. When Ngannou got knocked out, like, I freaked the fuck out. Like, I almost threw my fucking laptop on the ground. I was typing away. I was like, holy shit. Like, I was like I fumbled for my laptop just to tweet out, holy shit, I think Francis Ngannou just caught a body. Like, I was fucking freaking out, but you didn't hear that's the one thing I missed as far as the crowd goes. But everything else, nah, I'm good. It's good.
Yeah, I do it myself. I don't need a crowd. I do it myself.
Exactly.
I'm screaming myself. I love another tweet I thought that was fun, or meme, whatever. I have Dan Murgliato holding Rosenstrike as he's dead, and I go, I think I smell alcohol and cigarettes.
Shit. Fucking oh man, someone else that I told somebody, like, this is one of the this almost looks like when Ivan Drago kills Apollo Creed in Rocky. He's like, if he dies, he dies. Like, oh shit. Like, dude, so let's talk about that fight. Francis Ngannou finishes the fight quick. Now, a lot of people were like, I don't know how you shit on that fight, but people find a way. They were like, that wasn't technical at all. It wasn't technical at all. And I'm like, look, in my opinion, you tell me what you think. If you, especially at the heavyweight size and two guys that can knock everybody out, if you have your opponent backpedaling that hard, just connect. Like DC was talking about it, Ngannou's chin was all up while he's swinging all wild. Doesn't matter. All he has to do is connect, because you got the other guy backwards. Like, it's very difficult to knock somebody out backwards. It's been done. It can happen, but it's hard to do. So yeah. So I'm like, well, do you need to be technical when that's the situation? They're running backwards, and all you have to do is land one. When you're Francis Ngannou, that works, man.
Yeah, with my no training, I just feel like I can't speak on technique. But, dude, come on, knowing their backgrounds, and Rosenstrike is this decorated kickboxer. Do we really think Ngannou's... I mean, he's a decorated kickboxer, too. And did we really think either one of them are going to shoot?
No.
What are we thinking here? And 20 seconds in, when it looked like a normal type of sequence, one guy's moving forward, one guy has to then move backward, and they're just swinging. I don't know, man. Of course, anyone on Twitter is going to find the opposite to say something stupid, but I didn't expect anything else other than a bunch of swinging fists. I did think Rosenstrike was going to win. I just thought he was going to hit first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, 20 seconds isn't very long at all. And I think what they're going to do is with Dana, I think they're going to wind up stripping Stipe. And I think I heard it on maybe the co-main event podcast. I don't know, but they kind of laid out a cool sequence where maybe it was somewhere else, but I think it was them. And anyways, strip Stipe, fine, whatever. Make DC fight the winner of these two, which we now know is Ngannou. Yeah. And then when Stipe comes back, he doesn't lose out on the championship pay. He still gets the same championship stuff.
Maybe he gets the winner.
And then he gets the winner of whatever that is. Okay. And I like that. I think that's fair, but I don't think DC wants to fight Ngannou.
That's the thing. A lot of people were saying that. I don't agree. I think DC was kind of like, if you're going to come at my 5'9" ass with your 6'4" ass, and you're swinging like this, and your chin is up, you're going to be on your back in a split second, and I'm going to be fucking you up on the ground. I don't think DC's scared at all. I think DC is going to be very wary of that first shot, right? Yeah. I think he's going to be like, all right, I need to time this fucking takedown real good, because otherwise I'm getting knocked the fuck out, which obviously in the heavyweight division, that's the thing, right? First to connect usually is the one that's going to, not usually, but a lot of the times the one that's going to win. But I don't think DC is going to be, I don't think he's afraid of fighting Ngannou. I think he's super wary of the power, though. Because, I mean, I tell you, I kid you not, I'm with everybody on that point. If Ngannou connects on DC, bye-bye, dad champ. That shit's done. No more.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Who knows? But of what they'll wind up doing. But I mean, how do you? It's like now you got all these guys right there for title, and you got to weed them out. So
Right. Yeah,
yeah,
you can't look, man, I love Stipe. Honestly, I enjoy Stipe. The fighting, the kind of guy he is great. And one of those guys you'd love to have a beer with. But yeah, and I normally don't like doing the strip thing. I don't like the interim titles.
yeah,
I thought this was gonna be an interim title fight. I really did, but
yeah.
whatever. And but I could see. I agree with you. I think Dana's gonna do that shit. I think Dana's gonna be like, all right, Steve, you haven't fought in a minute. Sorry. And yeah. So all right. What other fight besides the Tony Gaethje fight? Before we get to that one, what other fight did you enjoy?
Dude, Cater and Stevens.
Oh my god!
Because I thought, dude,
elbow from hell.
Jesus Christ, Cater is one of those up and comers, and then Stevens is that guy who's been there, and you know what you're getting from both. But I just thought Stevens having the weight advantage, like 4.5, almost 5. I forget the number. Too many, dude. Well, first of all,
4.5 pounds.
Yeah, and then most guys who have that advantage win in the UFC. It just seems that way, which is unfortunate, But these guys will still fight. They take a percent of your purse, and so for Cater then to take that percentage and then deliver the way he did and just fuck Stevens up. I mean,
badly.
He was fucked. And what's interesting about that one was Cater walks out to Weidman's song.
Yeah.
And then Weidman did that to Mark Munoz.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was an interesting thing. But yeah, man, good for Kate. I thought that was fantastic. And then I really like that finish. I loved Alvey coming out first, and he's like waving to the crowd and pointing at everybody. That was fun. And then the co-main event, besides the main event, it was interesting. Just I thought maybe early, but you could bitch about that stuff all you want. I mean, who knows how much longer it would have gone. I was wondering what you thought about. I think with the retirement thing, it could be a ploy for negotiation. Whatever. I don't maybe think so. I kind of when I listened to Cejudo talking on the post-fight press conference, it just sounded. When he's not he's like Colby Covington. When he's not cringy, he seems like a really good guy. Yeah. And he really seems like a nice, good guy. And he was basically saying, it's legit, it's real. I believe him. What's interesting about it though is he's the only guy who's like at that high level, champ level. I could give a fuck, dude. Honestly, I don't care about whether he leaves or goes or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. That's weird to me, but sorry.
I'm gonna say thing. Like, so when he starts saying, I'm gonna retire, Joe, it was funny because I laughed because he was just like, I got a girlfriend now. It's like, oh my god, dude, you fucking. I think I'm 33. I'm gonna retire. 100%. To me, it's 100% negotiating tactic, right? Because I think in the press conference, he talks about, if Dana wants me to come back, he knows the number. Not the phone number. He knows the number. Like that's the contract. And I think if it comes down to that, I think Dana goes, see ya. Go over to one where they pay short guys. Kind of, right? No, Cejudo is an all-time, like okay, maybe not all time, but he's an elite talent. Okay. To do what he did to Cruz, the way he did it, and for one, that was a shit stoppage. I wouldn't use the word awful, right? But I thought it was shit. Like I thought Cruz was getting up, but whatever, it doesn't really matter now. But I think we'll see him again. I don't think he's retired. If he does, like man, he's got he was right. He accomplished pretty much everything he could do. He with the gold medal in the Olympics, he always tells you about. He was champ. He defended both belts, I want to say.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he defended both belts, something McGregor didn't even do. And so he can say he's the greatest combat sports athlete of all time if he wants to. He can say it, whether people agree or not doesn't really matter. But we'll see him again, dude. I don't know if it's sooner than later. sooner or later. But we'll see him again, whether it's at UFC with one, highly doubts with Bellator. But that's just it's kind of crazy, man. What did you think of? Fuck, I just lost a fight. It was on my phone. Yeah, the Luke Price fight.
Ooh,
holy shit!
Damn, man. Yeah,
holy shit.
That was fantastic. I mean, you know what's interesting? I mean, literally every fight that, except for the Hardy and De Castro one, they played out almost exactly like we thought. Maybe Olenek and Verdum also, but I mean, they played out exactly like we thought. It's going to be back and forth. They're going to fuck each other up. They're going to be. Look at what they did. Nico Price, man, that guy is. I love his competitive spirit. He doesn't care about winning, losing. He just wants to compete. I loved the cage. I love it. I like the no crowd because you can hear them. He's like, dude, you're the best competitor. I don't know, man. That was fun, and he looked nasty at the end of that one.
Yeah, no, that was first of all, Nico couldn't see shit out of his eye, and Vicente Luque is a bad motherfucker. Jesus Christ, but the kind of damage you put on Nico was insane, and he won the first fight too, right, Luque?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's 2-0.
Yeah.
That little rivalry is over. That's over. Yeah. So all right, let's knock out the main event before we head out of here. Justin Gaethje with Tony Ferguson. I kept saying before the fight, I've been saying since they announced the fight, even when it was supposed to go down in April. I was just like, you guys are begging, the UFC and Dana White are begging the MMA gods to fuck y'all. Okay. Like you really don't want to see Tony vs. Khabib, huh? Like you really don't want to see it. So I picked Justin Gaethje to win. In case that press took my picks, it's on the fucking internet. Y'all can go look. Y'all can go to the show on Wednesday. I fucking said that shit. That I said that's why it's gonna happen because the MMA guy's gonna fuck y'all, and that's exactly what fucking happened. Not by luck or by fluke, but Justin Gaethje showed up to fight, and that no one's ever seen Justin Gaethje fight better than that. That was dope as fuck.
Oh my, yeah, no, you nailed it. And smart. Normally he goes in, and he goes in.
Smart. It's not a word I've ever used to describe Gaethje ever. Now I gotta use it. Damn.
Yeah, he's so technical, so just well game planned. God damn, man. You compare that to his World Series of Fighting, and you're like, that's not even the same guy,
dude. Again, the Palomino fights alone.
Yeah. No, and then I'm with you. I knew that was going to happen, not only just because it's Justin Gaethje, just because it's MMA. And we were all so excited. We said, all of us, everybody, that is the best lightweight title fight.
Oh yeah,
we would ever have. I mean, at least for now, Tony and Khabib, and it's just never happened. And then of course Gaethje had to come in and fuck it up. And you know what pisses me off more than anything is one, when Justin and Khabib fight, it's going to be great. It's going to be a good fight. I think we're all going to be excited for it. But you know what pisses me off is who wins the most is Ali. He wins the most out of all of them.
Both guys.
Yep.
God damn it.
So that kind of bums me out.
About that.
Yeah. He gets a percentage of the loser. He gets a bigger percentage of the winner. It's like, fuck.
Dude, son of a bitch. No, dude, I think and first of all, fuck anybody that is shitting on Tony can fuck right off. Go hang out with Espinoza from Showtime and go watch some boxing. We don't give a fuck about you. We don't need you on our team. Eat a fat dick. Just disappear. But God, I feel bad for Tony. Yeah. Dude, how many training camps? He made weight twice for this fight. Like twice.
Do you think that I mean, honestly, it's hard for
me to cut
about 5 pounds. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about that.
It had to affect him. You know, it had to. He looked better this time making weight. I don't know if it was the lighting, the camera, who knows? Maybe. But he looked so bad. If you go back and look at that picture of him making, he looked terrible. He looked terrible, and I don't know, man. Dana even said it affected him. He goes, yeah, man. He looked slow. He looked different. So
off.
Fuck, man.
He looked off. I mean, you go on a training camp that damn long, and then you cut weight twice. Like, I know Tony's a savage. But he's also like, 34, 35 years old and, not getting any younger. He's taking plenty of damage in his day. a lot of shit's been going on with that dude. It's like, it just fucking sucks, dude, to like see that happen to him. As far as Tony versus Khabib, I think the only way we ever see it, well, there's only one or two ways to me that we'll ever see it. One, Tony makes his way back up. He wins 2-3 fights in a row. Khabib's still fighting, and they're like, fuck it, we're going to clash again, and hopefully it works out this time. Or they make Justin versus Khabib, and Justin gets hurt for some reason, or Justin has to pull out for some reason. And Tony's like, fuck it, right there. Because I think he deserves that shit. You know what I mean? If he has to come in as a last second replacement, I think Tony would be the guy. But I think we're all going to stay here for a while and just wonder what if. Like, what if Tony had won this fight? What if we were destined to get Tony versus Khabib? Like, shit.
Yeah, the only way I see it is, like you said, work your way back up, or, Jorge Masvidal, he's supposed to have this big fight. I was just thinking Conor right away, but
yeah,
I heard the Snooki of MMA. He said he threw out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz.
For who?
Brendan Schaub. And
oh, Jesus Christ! Right, but for who though?
Oh, for Masvidal.
Yeah, look, man.
That would be huge. That would.
It would be massive for
No.
Nick Diaz to come back in the first place. But like, hey, I love Nick, man. Nick is downright number one favorite fighter of all time, because I grew up like, growing up, shit spots and everything. I was Nick. I was like that dude. You know what I mean? All you had to do was look at me the wrong way, and I'd be like, I bitch you for fighting. That kind of shit. And so, like, I relate a lot to Nick Diaz. And so he's my number one guy. But it's one of those things where you're just like, yeah, you've been gone for a minute, dude. Like, if you get that fight, am I going to watch you root my ass off for Nick? Hell yeah. But that makes me nervous, dude. I don't know why it does.
Oh, I don't like that fight. I don't like that fight for Nick. I don't think that's a good matchup. But numbers-wise...
it'd be great.
Big caliber-wise. And the reason I bring that one up is only because that leaves Conor open for Tony, which would then be a way to get back to that title quickly.
Right. No, that's 100%. You're right. I would love to see. First of all, I would love to see Tony versus McGregor. I would love to see that, just because like, where the fuck you at, McNuggets and whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, McNugget, you're a fucking piece of shit. Whatever. Oh, he goes, where you at, McNuggets? You fucking piece of shit. I laugh my ass off. But a lot of people, for some reason, have been throwing out Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor trilogy. I think the UFC waited a little too long for that one. Yeah. They could make it anyway. With McGregor, you could literally plug him in anywhere, and the people will fucking buy it. Like they'll eat it up. But I don't know about that one. But what am I gonna see? I would not mind. Dude, I would love to see Ferguson McGregor, just cause.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And McGregor, he wins that one. He could finesse his way into a title shot. Yeah, either 55 or I don't know about 70 with Usman there, but that dude McGregor finds a way to fucking finesse his way into shit all the time.
I know. I think it's going to be Jorge and Conor. I think that's what they want to do.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be.
I mean, that one.
Oh, Jorge. I'm going Jorge. Yeah.
Right. Like, and I've picked against McGregor plenty of times, and I've only been right once when Nate choked him out. So so just total disclaimer here, I really pick McGregor. And he proves me wrong a fucking lot of the time. So, he could prove me wrong in this one too. But I would pick Masvidal too. Like, McGregor had made a really good point when he lost to Nate. He's like, you got to have attributes. You got to have something over me. We cannot be the same, and you can't be less than me. You got to have attributes on me, and that's the only way you have a chance to beat me. Masvidal has attributes. Masvidal has attributes. So that would be an interesting fight. It would be a fun fucking fight for me to see. Yeah, man, that'd be dope. So. Yeah.
And that'd be huge. And if they still do this Fight Island thing, I mean, that's how you do it. Is
hell yeah, you throw a wild fight,
dude. Yeah, that'd be awesome. And but yeah, I mean, I don't know, Justin Gaethje, dude. It's funny how we all hurt so bad for Tony, but it was just more of like, how do you take that fucking beating the way he did?
Right.
That was crazy. That was the craziest part.
That dude was eating. He was eating clean shots the entire fucking fight. almost not every shot, but a lot of the shots that he hit were clean, landed body shots, leg kicks, right to the fucking head and the jaw and the temple.
Yeah.
And it took that last one to the temple, I think it was, where he goes, huh. He like shook his head. As soon as he goes, oh shit. Fucking Herb Dean was immediately, fuck this. One more shot and you're done. And then Justin just cracked him one more time, and Herb's like, all right, we're good. Like, I think Tony might be the definition of warrior. Dude. As far as the goes, the definition of warrior. Like, that guy was not gonna go down. You know what I mean? Which because I'm sure he would rather go out on the ground than get waved off on the feet. But goddamn, dude, like, have you ever seen anyone that savage?
Dude, Gaethje's kind of the same way. I mean, look at what it took Alvarez to do and Poirier to do to him to finish him. I mean, he looked like, he had to go out like, whoa, it was, they're both. We knew what we were getting. It was just awesome to see it play out. Right.
No, it was fucking great. So yeah, man, I overall, I normally I'll be like, oh, this is a great one. This is, I'll give it an A or so. I don't normally do like letter grades really, but I'm just like, that was great, yada yada, whatever. For this event, I'm not gonna rate it. I'm not gonna say it's the best, and this long, it's one of the best cards ever, whatever. What I will say is this is what we needed as a people, as a fan base, as human beings. We needed that distraction. Like, for the first time in who knows how long, I didn't log on to Twitter and see a bunch of COVID stuff or a bunch of coronavirus stuff or a bunch of, Cheeto stuff. All I saw was hashtag UFC 249. Let's fucking go. That's all I saw. Patrick Mahomes, quarterback of the Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs, tweeting out, who wants to fight that guy? Talking about Ngannou. Who else? All these rappers and actors talking about, oh shit, Tony Ferguson is a monster. Ryan Garcia. If you guys don't know, first of all, if you guys watch, if you guys don't watch boxing, start for Ryan Garcia. If you don't know who Ryan Garcia is, please YouTube this young man and holy shit yourself, okay? Because this kid is fucking good. All right, he tweeted out shit about Tony Ferguson's a monster taking all these shots. He's a savage. Like, it brought the world together the way we know MMA can. Right. And it was beautiful to see it. And like we were talking about earlier in the show, it's like this feeling of normal, this like strange and odd feeling of normal that you would never use strange and odd to describe normal ever. But the circumstances we're in now, it's what we needed, man. 100% what we needed.
Yeah. The tweeting thing was, it was fine. Okay, I'm not going to shit all over it. I thought it was like very Invicta-ish,
During the actual rounds, in the middle of the actual fighting, it bugged me a lot of the time, honestly. Yeah. But in between rounds, all day, do it. Fucking throw the whole screen, block the whole screen out for all I give a shit. I don't care. I'm not reading them. But during the actual fight, it's like, dude, stop. You're trying to distract me here.
Yeah, it was more, they were, I think, trying to just show, like you're saying, look who's watching, look who's. My favorite tweet that they showed, though, was oh, god damn it, Stephen A. Smith, and he calls Gaethje Garth. Yeah, I thought that was fantastic.
I was gonna find it and I was gonna retweet it. Like, what a Stephen A. Smith thing to say. Seriously.
I screenshotted that shit, and today I made Justin Gaethje into Garth.
From Wayne's World?
Yeah.
That's so good.
I thought it was funny.
Oh, man, no, that's great. Oh, what's up, Aaron? Hanging out. Cool. There are 2 fights in 3 days. Yeah. Late to the show. It's all good. Oh shit, my bad, Raider. I missed some of your stuff. The fighters hearing them is like an extra coaching advantage, in my opinion. And why not? Shit. And I like the crowd. I like no crowd. They should move the commentary team, though. What do you? I don't know about that,
dude. Because that was stupid. They put them on separate ends of the octagon, so they're not even sitting together.
Really? Because Rogan kept looking like this to like. I wonder if they were far enough.
I think that's just instinctual, man. You just start kind of looking around, and you're just. I think so, but then what was stupid was about that is, and they even said something about it too. I appreciated their candor, man. They were very, very honest. Where
they were like hanging out. It was cool.
Yeah,
that was like before you continue. That was like me, you, and like Fred hanging out watching fights together. If that ever happens, that's how it's gonna go.
It was so honest, and a few times they're like, Joe's like, dude, where's Fight Island? Come on, guys, where is it at? Come on,
just let us know.
But then what was weird is how before the pay-per-view starts and they all kind of stand right next to each other.
Right.
They were standing right next to each other, and they even said, they go, why are we sitting so far apart? Look at what we're doing right now. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but again, does any of this shit make sense?
It's unprecedented times when we have no idea what's going on right now. We're just trying to figure out a way to just, deal with it. No, I love at the end of the broadcast, near the end of the broadcast, Rogan talks about, I think DC goes how he goes, I'm so glad that talking to Rogan, that you were able to go in there and interview the fighters. And Rogan, he goes, because I know you threw a fit in the back about that. Rogan's like, well, yeah, dude, like what are we doing? We all tested clean. We're all negative. Like, what the fuck are we gonna do? I need to see their eyes. I need to talk to them. He goes, they were gonna have me do this like 20 yards thing where they're over there on one camera and I'm over here. I'm not gonna do that bullshit. And like, he went in there, he shook Gaethje's hand, he shook everyone's hand. Yeah. And then at the very end, he goes, John Anik goes, like at the very end of the broadcast, John Anik tells him, all right, guys, I hope you guys stay clean, stay healthy, stay safe. And then Rogan goes, dude, I have 2 COVID tests scheduled for tomorrow. I got an antibody test scheduled for tomorrow, and I have an IV vitamin injection or a vitamin IV scheduled for tomorrow. I'm staying clean, son. I'm here for the long haul. I fucking died laughing, dude. I was like, dude, come on.
I thought I remember hearing before the fights happened that they weren't going to even do post-fight interviews.
Right, they weren't going to.
Not even on the camera thing. My understanding was, and I guess I pictured was, they were going to leave like they do on Contender Series, and then like Lawrence Senko in the back, or that's what I thought. But
maybe.
Yeah, but so I was. You could see in the first one, Rogan walked in and he kind of did. It looked like I don't know if I should be doing this, but he did it anyways, and. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of made it more normal,
Yeah. No, it felt good to see that, and it felt good to listen to those guys talk the way they were talking. Like I forgot who it was. Fuck it. Who somebody want to fight, and Rogan's walking away. Is like, so and so, everybody, to nobody in the crowd, and walks away, and everyone bursts out laughing. I was laughing too. I was like, shit.
I think it was the first fight. I think it was the
the first fight. Okay. The Alvey Spann fight.
I think so. Yeah. I think so. Because that was funny.
Yeah. Because he asked Ryan Spann, and he goes, fuck. What did he say? He said something like, did it weird you out that there was no crowd? And Ryan Spann goes, no, I was the Contender twice. I'm good. I'm used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved it, man. That was just so much fun, and I hope that these other team sports, I'm not going to watch them all, but I know you love them and watch them all. And I hope they get back to it, man. And I hope they just see what they can do, and you just test them. Here's my concern is going back to work in the fall. I'm very scared that they're going to make me do the nose swab thing.
Make you do the actual
I'm just scared.
Or you get it done.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm just nervous they're going to make us do it. There's no saying they will. I'm just nervous that they're going to, I'm being a pussy about it. I just don't want that done. I don't want that done.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. That freaks me out.
Yeah. Aaron said, y'all know the main event? That's Lionheart and Glover Teixeira.
Oh, is it? Which one then is Overeem and
next Saturday?
Walt Harris.
Or this Saturday. I guess technically this Saturday. Yeah. So Wednesday we get Lionheart and Glover, and then we get Harris and Overeem. Yeah, Overeem.
Okay. So, and I don't know which day Fluffy's fighting on, but Anthony Hernandez out of Northern California. I don't know. I forget who he's even fighting. I don't even care, man. I hope he goes in there and fucks dude up.
Is that his first fight in UFC?
No, it'll be his third. It'll be his third because he won Contender Series, and then he lost to Marcus Perez, who was this. I didn't even know who that guy was until I saw him lose to beat Fluff. I was like, oh Jesus! But then Fluffy came back and Anaconda Zhongyang Park in China, and then and now he's. So I'm just excited for him, and I saw some local news lady out at the gym talking to him, and I forget if he's Wednesday or Saturday, but he's coming up, and
there you go.
I'm excited.
All right, man. We went way longer than I thought we were going to, so we're gonna head and end it here. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. Aaron, Neil, the security, appreciate you tuning in, man. Raider was here, Brando was here. Amusement 32. Otis was here early. Sorry we didn't get to MMA talk early, Otis. We were just talking basketball first. So, all right, Dave, what can they find you on all the social media?
Yeah, you just go to MMAstorytime.com and you can find it all there. Log into everything.
There you go. All right. Yeah. Spices Pros. Oh, Spices Pros did do a contest.
Who won? Yeah. Who won?
I don't know. I haven't seen yet.
Oh, okay.
I believe I find out this week coming up. So once that comes out, they will send out a tweet and they will hit you guys up for addresses of whoever won. So they said I forgot how many care packages told me they were going to do, but the idea was people threw out their picks, and then whoever, like the top so many that came close to the actual results got thrown in a drawing, and I don't know, whatever. Like I asked them, like, hey, can we do something? And they were like, fuck it, let's do it. So it helps out with that. All right, so SpicePros.com, RepTheWarriors.com. You guys are the shit. Love you guys. Catch you guys tomorrow night. And all right, appreciate you joining me, Dave. You're the man.
Hell yeah, man. That was fun. Thank you.
Good night, folks. Y'all catch you guys later, and good night, Wilshire.
Later, guys.